There's something you've probably felt but couldn't fully name. That nagging feeling that no matter how hard you push, how many strategies you try, how many networks you build, the real power, the real breakthrough, seems just out of reach. It's like the game is rigged, not against you personally, but against those who refuse to settle, those who crave more than the usual stories sold by nations and systems. You're stuck running in circles, chasing comfort disguised as progress, while watching mediocrity rise up and claim victory. The world keeps telling you freedom is yours, but hands you a rule book tight enough to choke your ambition. It whispers equality, but rewards the average, trapping exceptional minds in shadows where no one can find them. And that, right there, is the real problem. The system wasn't built for people like you. Not for founders who burn with audacity. Not for investors who see past numbers. Not for leaders who dream beyond borders. It was built for the many, not the rare. You're not missing brilliance. You're isolated brilliance. You're a rare spark in a forest that's been planted with too many identical seeds. Why is this happening? Because this world, this so-called global society, still functions on old promises and fragile illusions. We believe in flags, in countries, in divisions carved by history, language, politics. We pledge allegiance to systems that are designed to process people, not to empower them. We get lulled into comfort, told that stability is freedom while it actually buries our fire deeper. And that fire? It's what the emerging global elite, yes, the silent new wave, is built upon. Not the old elites who cling to borders and old money, but a new kind of elite. One that refuses to accept the status quo. One that rejects convenience in favor of purpose. A hidden network, quietly forming from those who understand that power doesn't come from titles or stage structures, but from radical individual sovereignty, paired with fierce collaboration with equally rare minds. You felt the pain of being misunderstood, misaligned, and even invisible within the majority. The weight of trying to fit into molds never meant for you. The frustration when your ideas feel too wild, too ahead, too dangerous to be polished into safe, digestible formats. This isolation is excruciating. Brilliant people left scattered, never connecting, never building the synergies they desperately need. This lack of infrastructure for the exceptional, this is the silent crisis beneath the noise of global chaos. The old systems substitute genuine innovation with optimization, killing originality in the name of efficiency. Ideas died the day they became a checklist. Human beings are no longer raised, they are processed. And you, the rare ones, are left waiting for a handout that will never come. But here lies the secret. This is not your failure. This is the system's failure. The cracks running through our supposedly global world aren't just cracks. They are fractures revealing the truth that progress does not come from conformity, from centers of mass opinion, or comfort zones. Progress comes from edges, those who dare to burn away the old and stitch together something utterly new. The new global elite is not born from inherited privilege or social climbing. It is forged in rebellion, in defiance, in a refusal to accept waiting as a strategy. This is the elite that you belong to, the misfits, the rare breeds, the ones who won't stop until they claim the freedom that's actually real. Freedom not to obey, but to create. Not to belong, but to become. The path forward is ugly for a reason. It's supposed to be. Because greatness demands discomfort. It demands breaking everything you thought you knew. You must dismantle the comfortable stories society tells you, that belonging to a nation or a party is your destiny, that success is measured by numbers or fame. These are distractions. The real currency of this new elite is sovereignty, total ownership of your will, your mind, your time. Be sovereign. That's not just a catchphrase. It's the weapon forged in silence by those who refuse to be moved like pawns. When your will is your weapon, you no longer need to wait for permission or validation. But courage alone isn't enough. You must also become critically sharp. Question everything. Not superficially, but deeply. The narratives of the old world are full of holes if you look closely. Every legend, every national story, every rule can and must be questioned. This is how you break free. By shedding inherited beliefs, by refusing consensus when it demands mediocrity. Only by unlearning what you've been taught can you begin to shape what's next. This is the painful, necessary work to prepare yourself for real transformation. Transformation isn't a light switch. It's slow. It's a game of eternity, not an instant medal. You need patience like a mountain holds storms. The long game beats short thrills every time, but most miss that because they're chasing comfort. Comfort is the enemy. Don't let it fool you. It looks like peace, but it's the velvet chains that keep your fire underground. This is why those who align with the few, the true rare ones who burn as fiercely as you do, hold the key. Not just temporary alliances, not meaningless networks, but deep, unbreakable links built on shared intensity and respect for difference. Because unity built on sameness is weakness. The magic happens when brilliant contrast meets, when the rare meet the rare to amplify power beyond any single mind. This is the revolution happening quietly beneath your feet. No flags waving, no empty slogans shouting. Just a network of individuals who've said enough to the old game and are creating the infrastructure for radical liberation. An autonomous network where being different is a strength, where dissonance fractures into harmony, where ideas explode into creation. Picture this: a space built not to scale noise, but amplify essence, not to force belonging, but craft becoming. This new elite is not about changing the world in the way you've been led to think. That is a trap. It's about unleashing a handful of rare individuals who then, unbound, shape what the world will be. You are one of them, and you must stop waiting for permission. Start hunting for the right links, the right sparks, the right few who will see your light and match it with theirs. This is where real power lives, not in numbers, but in edgy, fearless connections that shatter isolation. The blueprint is simple but radical. Be sovereign, be critical, be transformative, be selective, be patient. This doesn't mean isolation. It means showing up with focus and urgency, choosing alliances like you choose life itself, deliberately, fiercely, with purpose. This is the real freedom no system can give you. It is not a grant or a status handed down. It's a fire within, a relentless force that does not stop until boundaries fall away. Those old flags, old countries, old realities, they are illusions built to keep you small, to keep you compliant, to keep you in a borrowed life. But you weren't made for boring safety. You were made to break paradigms and build new worlds. It will not be easy. No real power ever is. The comfortable won't join, the critics will scoff, and many will try to pull you back into quiet submission. But listen to that unbearable tension inside you, that silent scream that says you are destined for more. That tension is the compass pointing toward brutal, beautiful freedom. Follow it relentlessly. Surround yourself with those who match that fire, who refuse to scale noise but amplify essence. Together, you're not just an elite waiting on a throne. You're a revolution in motion, a spark on the edge of a blistering new dawn. In this quiet rebellion, the future is being stitched not by systems, but by sovereign minds aligned. A mosaic of rare individuals uniting their brilliance for transformation. This is not the end of the old world. It's the creation of one that actually works for the exceptional. Leaders, founders, investors, visionaries who know that they can't wait for a system that was never designed for them. Theirs is the network that shifts power from the many to the few who dare. So stop playing by old rules. Burn the borrowed maps. Find your edge. Align fiercely. Question everything. Be ruthless with your freedom. Because the new global elite, they are not just emerging quietly. They are unstoppable. Unstoppable because they've embraced what the world forgot. That true power lies in sovereignty, connection, and transformation. This is your moment. The quiet revolution is yours to join. And once you do, there's no turning back.